Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now I'm out in the middle of a low-sec region and I need to get out of here quickly. Now the big problem is I actually tried to take on a mission and the time it took to reach this mission was insane. And that's just being kind to the reality of the situation. I got jammed at gates. I had to log in and relog out and log in and relog out like about a dozen times, and that's just the way that it is in EVE, and we all know the issues. It's one of the things which make me a little bit more upset, should I say, with the game, because first of all, it's not like these are something that aren't really common. It's something that happens all the time in the game. Sisters of Eve. Now I will open this menu. Okay, so you will notice that I'm doing a 4 million mission. Now the reason for me taking on this one is I literally was about to unlock yet another story mission, and obviously unlocking story missions is a big thing. They help you progress through the story. I always engage my shield hardener before I get into combat. Oh, looks like I made a big sale last night. 114 million means a part of the station that I was building has been sold. So yeah, so let's have some fun. I just went straight into the center. Oh no, no. Game is behaving weird. I thought I jumped in at 0, to be honest. I'm actually going to change up some of my weapons. I might put in triple target painters just for the sake of taking care of these small ships when they get too close. You know what, I can't kill it exactly where it is right now. It's far out, but I definitely have the power. Now as you can see, I play such long distance that gameplay is rather boring to look at on the screen, and I know a ton of people said they want to see it actually being used in outside combat and used in actual combat, and you will notice that I do panic quite a bit when it comes to fighting. Now it's not that my builds are unstable. Actually this build has become unstable, but it's mainly because of the impact of the unknown factor, things which you aren't calculating into your possibility of actions. And that happens quite a bit with me. I don't calculate for the enemy getting too close. I don't calculate for surprise attacks. I don't calculate for the respawn. And because I keep losing focus of those things, the game can be really difficult to play as it stands right now. Now, the one thing I do know about Exploration Space is Exploration Space should have another faction for us to fight. I'm hoping that I am correct about Exploration Space having a new faction. It is the main reason why I think Exploration is going to be amazing. We're finally going to get a taste of Modus. If I am correct, it will be Modus. If I'm not, then I'm really sorry about that. Now, I am going to be joining a corp in the next few days. Sorry about that. You get to see that. Now, yes, I wanted to play another game. Obviously, I'm like crazy about PC games. Just a little secret thing that I like. I was going to go after Tarkov. However, Tarkov is a really heavy graphic intensive game, and I can't record and play it at the same time. It's beyond my capability at this point in time. So it's just one step beyond, and I wouldn't be able to play it, so it's out of the cards for me. So I will be doing more EVE and more of another game besides Valheim on the channel. I know that I keep plugging those in, and just for a little, by the way, since this is as boring gets, and a lot of people told me I should actually take the ships out more. So here is the whole thing. I'm going to do a new build series. Obviously, it's going to take me some time to get around what has happened, look at the changes, figure out the new slots, and with the changes, it means that there's about 100 episodes to come from me. But I'm not kicking off the episodes now. These 100 builds will start with the 2-year anniversary of the game. And there's a very special reason why I'm choosing the 2-year anniversary. The 2-year anniversary, not 2 year, the 1-year anniversary. And the very special reason for it is my channel started off with Eve Echoes. And it's going to start off with a 3-part review on a brand new character going into the game. And it's going to be from the opinion of a brand new character as far as I'm concerned. I have that ability within me to eliminate my bias. Yes, I have done it before and given you some advice on where the downplays are, but that was with the bias of an experienced player in the game. So yeah, I'm really sorry for that, for anybody who doesn't like the fact that there's bias in some of my opinions. It is the way that it will work when it comes to those things. But when I do a totally unbiased series, I will totally eliminate my opinion from the situation. And I will start it off fresh. Now, the one thing that I always do is I always pick up loot. Now, you will notice that my inventory is overloaded at this point. Now, the whole idea for me is I'm going to keep picking up pieces and building up pieces of a station. So you're going to get me building up another structure, and you're going to get another structure after it, and another one, and eventually I'll have a ton of structures being built. That's going to be my filter for money. At 114 million, that's quite a bit of flex I could have. It can help me get to Omega Duo. Now, Omega Duo is my... Wait, let me just go straight into my character. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to worry about this fight. Even if they hit me right now, I can recover my shield before I am finished, and I have auto fire turned on. I have 19 days at basic Omega to actually get to a point where I can buy the greater Omega. One moment, I don't have to go there, I just have to go here. Sorry about that, a little bit of a lag spike in the game. I hope it's not kicking me again. Yeah, I hit the map by accident. As you can see, I have 162. Market transaction 100 million ISK. Now, I know that selling a piece of equipment for 100 million ISK doesn't sound ideal, and it isn't ideal, and that is just the reality of it. Now, I do work it out on something a little bit more iffy than it should be. When I go to the market again, the first thing I'm going to do is purchase all the materials required for me to complete one of my structures. The next thing I will do after that is I am going to go and pick it up and ship it back to Jita. Then I will put up another piece of a station for sale. My prices are really low because I'm going at the minimum cost. I have a way to calculate minimum cost thanks to one of the other Discord servers I'm on, and it really does help with quite a bit of these things. They have a macro that works out across the market prices what's the price of an item, and I've been using it to my advantage. You might actually see it pop up on the side right now because I'm actually using 2 phones and I have a PC, so that's the way that it goes. The one phone is just for this purpose. Now, one moment, I need to find the right group. Level up stats. No, I'm missing this. I know there was an Eve group which did the calculation for us on the cost of no, that's another game. It looks like it's been removed. Okay, never mind. So yeah, there used to be a bot that used to give me the pricing of anything that I wanted to build. Now yeah, sorry about that, the image drifted off the main fight. Now the one thing that I have to admit about EVE is, even though it isn't the most comforting game and it can have a ton of problems, the thing about it, besides the social aspect that makes it playable, is the fact that you can cope with it no matter when you jump in, no matter how hard they try to make the game. It's simple pattern recognition, and you will have your way around whatever mechanics they put in. You have to notice the pattern. Like when it came to the start of the game, close range combat was the king. If I went in here with my Drake is a very powerful ship in comparison to the Sanaga. I must probably decimate all the small ships and struggle against this big ship. And the reason is quite simple. The small ships will go down like a fly against my Drake because it has the superior firepower. However, the big problem will be I will always be chasing the limit of my capacitor. So the capacitor will run out very quickly. My shield will be eaten non-stop. I'm going to have to be regenerating shield 24/7 in that fight. But that is the reality behind it. Those quests, those missions are that unstable when it comes to running most of the higher end gameplay. And I don't understand why my weapon cycling has activated without me doing any damage. Okay, there we go. So yeah, as you can see, this is a long and drawn out fight. Now, the Dominix doesn't really have enough firepower to take me out. The Dominix is a drone boat. As I said before, they need to give us new items in the game. This was said months ago. The Dominix is nowhere near its capability. We could have missions that are so complex with just a small number of enemy ships. We fight against ships like the Raven, where it has unbelievable firepower, but we will never see that firepower from the natural ship that we fight. It's the easiest to take down. The Gila, same story, too easy to take down because it doesn't have its drones. And they need another class above the standard faction. They need a new faction. They need Imperial faction ships or something of that sort, because something new is needed for that rank of overpower. These ships function way better than it would if I had any faction ship. Let me just open that market quickly and show you. The faction ships are absolutely through the roof expensive, but they don't have a reward that actually says you should own one. I'm not even joking about it. Let me just go into, no, it's not battle cruisers. I wanted battleships. Sorry about that, my mistake. So anyway, I'm just gonna go down to the faction. Look at these price tags. They through the roof. They're expensive. This is my ship of choice, and it's because of its defensive capabilities that it is such a tough ship to fight against. And look at the price of them. 15 million ISK in Jita. 15 billion ISK, sorry. It's expensive. It is crazy expensive. Yes, I can make 15 billion if I put in the time and I push hard enough. I've always said that I could. But the thing is, I don't want to go that route. It's too much of a hassle to push in the hours needed to buy one of those ships. And the reward from the ship is, it's a mix of a, let's see, what ship? Not a Prophecy. The Harbinger, with the defense of a railgun, not railgun using ship, it is a railgun, the MOA, sorry. I'm just getting a little bit lost there. Normally I don't like to fumble that much, but after playing on the PC, I'm so used to fumbling around that it's natural behavior. So yeah, you could use that combination of ships, but it's two ships. And just think about it. Would you rather play this game solo or with a friend? And that is the whole thing about it. EVE may not be super practical, but you can always overclock and outdo simple things with simple solutions. Good night. You came too close. So yeah, he's moving close into me. I already know the small ships are going to do it. Yeah, there's only 6 of them. I'll just lock all of them. It's going to go. That's going to go. The Celestis will go after it. And I don't even have to stress about them. Right now, I'm not going to accelerate my fire till this ship is totally gone. Once this ship is gone, I will accelerate fire into the next one. He's actually coming closer into optimal for me. Now, yes, that is another group on Discord. If you are looking to play Tarkov, I'm not sure if they are open for new players, but it is a fun group to have, a Tarkov playing group, or a Fortnite, or a Player Unknown, PUBG. One of those groups are always nice to have for playing a little bit of combat gameplay. So yeah, that is something else. I am using this game as a stress relief. No, sorry, not this game. This game is my sideline game to keep me from getting addicted to Valheim, right? I'm using it as a precautionary measure against Valheim becoming an addiction. And there's a simple reason why I don't want to be addicted to a video game. Being addicted to a video game can lead you into hours and hours on a computer, and you'll sink your entire life into it for a year or two, and you won't even know that's what has happened. Now, I've never had that problem, but at this point in time, it might actually happen to me, considering that I am really not in the best situation, and things aren't working out how I like. So I don't want to sink my life into Valheim. I've actually done it twice or thrice with 2 or 3 days being sunk into the game before I realized that it was 2 or 3 days. The only things that have been keeping me out of sinking into that game have been recording videos for YouTube and a little bit of physical work that I have in reality. So yeah, that's what has been keeping me from being totally addicted to Valheim. But nonetheless, it is still a heavy addiction. I can play Valheim till easily 4 a.m. in the morning, but I am purposefully stopping myself at 12 p.m. And for me, that is quite an early night. A good night for me is 2 p.m. Sorry, not 2 p.m., 2 a.m. So yeah, that's one of the things. And I will break it up into segments. And the moment I put on Eve, I just start falling asleep. You might be thinking that is a bit harsh on the game. Well, it isn't. I have to travel everywhere in this game, and traveling takes too long. It takes out that excitement from the game. It no longer has that draw that it has. Like, this type of combat doesn't have that much of draw. Look at it, I'm fighting squigglies at hundreds of kilometers out. Let me just finish this off. Tired of it now. Now, the reason why I hadn't kicked in my super heavy firepower, as it would seem, is quite simple. They quite devastating on this range on their firepower, and the last thing I need is to run through firepower too quickly. There's it, 2 hits, almost gone, and it's starting to enter into range. So yeah, that will be gone. Next will be the Talos, and then it will be the Megatron. Now, I have said this here several times. I am very biased in my opinion of ships, and I don't think that the ship is pretty. It's too close to the Vindicator in look, right? And the Vindicator is an amazing ship. It's too weak for its class, being a battleship. It's a match for possibly the Naga, as it stands right now. There's the Naga 2, which would totally obliterate the ship, which is not even me being biased in that sense. But just thinking of all of that, that's so much to actually put into this to make sure that everything plays out just correctly. And I don't want to end up playing that game every single time. I don't want to have to put in that extra effort, and something is wrong with how much I made. Yeah, something is definitely wrong. I made too little from the sale of that structure piece. I took on the Megatron first by accident. It doesn't matter. The Talos is a good match for my ship, so yeah, that's going to be a fun fight for the end. But it won't last that long because the 2 ships are pretty much a tie for power. Wait, they've changed the activation times. I did not notice that. Looks like I need to read up something on this. 22 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds. Okay, yeah. So that is 22, that's 10. So I need to push it just past half. That's how come they're not syncing up correctly. Don't worry, this fight is so simple. I'm not even worried about losing my ship. There is a chance that I could lose my ship, but it's highly unlikely. I'm a bit too aware of how I've placed myself. My ship is set up so that it is automatically set to fight at this range, and there's nothing that could really stop me in an instant. Let's see. Anything else here worth fighting? No. So yeah, it's been almost 30 minutes in this video now. Yeah, 20 minutes. Oh, sorry, not 30, it's 20 minutes. So yeah, you can see that the time has just flown in. This has been 2 waves of a 3-wave mission, and this is with basic firepower. If I improve my firepower, if I improve my fittings on the ship, if I improve my mid slots, this won't be such a long fight. I need to actually double check what is usable from my inventory. Sorry. Now you will see that I'm just swapping around haphazardly in the middle of a fight, which is a bad idea on the best of days. 1 megawatt still. Yeah, so they've only changed some items around. Yeah, I still have For Freedom on me. I do know I should have gotten rid of it. You would notice that there's still some stations that are active for me that I haven't been in a long time. So now it has started to get a heavier power grid requirement. As you can see, there's still quite a lot of resources sitting at this base. A lot for me. So why is this unreachable? There's a lot in it for me. Oh, because my autopilot can't reach those regions. I still have quite a bit sitting in other places, yeah. As you can see, I'm not really all that poor. A lot of my stuff sits in nullsec, and that is just the reality of it. I was a heavy nullsec pilot. I used to fight a lot there. I had a lot of weapons, a lot of resources, all packed into those regions. Everything is very cheap. Is it 100,000? Yeah, 100,000 ISK. Now that is a fantastic one to actually know that I have. Those are all civilian items that I didn't bother with removing. Oh, I didn't finish off this fight. So yeah, I still have a lock on that system. I know where it is. I know that the station still exists. I know that my rights to enter it have been removed. But that is just a fantastic note for myself, knowing where that station is in the middle of nowhere. It's always an asset. There can always be a fight. There can always be something that happens, and you can always push the limit by going to it. And I may even have a saved location for it, which is an even more crazy thing to imagine, because that is like having a direct homing beacon to one of those little bases in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, that is something else I could do. I could share it with a co-op, all those things. But nonetheless, you do know that I always keep my messages offline. So you won't ever see messages flying through whether I'm doing something or not. Now, those things I don't mind giving away at this point. Everybody knows about this. There's been people moving through corps all over the place. You've been into Pandemic, most likely. You've been into Gen. You've been into several other corps in the high range. And that is the reality behind it. Now, in the next few months, you might see a YouTuber gang get around, playing a little bit of Eve. I'm not sure if I'm going to join the Borg or Savat, to be honest. I want to go back to the Borg. That'll be a lot more fun because there's a lot more people there. If I join Savat, it's just the personal little core that he has, which is a nice small following. It might be a more strong following. I have to talk to him and find out if I can join. I'm not sure if he would let me join because I'm a bit of a wild card. And that's not even a joke. I'm really a wild card when it comes to thinking about what I will do and what I won't do. So yeah, that's just the reality of the situation. I'm a bit of a troublesome individual when it comes to playing the game. I have an opinion, and my opinions can influence what I do in the game anytime. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why corps don't regularly keep me around. And I'm very voiced, and that's just one thing that's for real. I will go around and I'll play the game and I will do whatever is needed to be done for me, but I will not sit back and do nothing. Not bad. I didn't see the price of items, and I'll calculate everything later since I can't get what I wanted right now. You might be wondering why I'm only locking these super fast ships. It's quite simple. I just need to lock them and shoot them as soon as they get into range. If I can get rid of them, my game is going to be easier right now. It's going to be a zero-sum game for me as soon as one of them goes down. Hit, come on, hit. So one other thing for anybody who has made it to this time on my video, you will notice that my release time has now taken a shift up again. It's going to stay around that region for the next 3 months, hopefully. So that is where I intend to release videos. It was my ideal time from the very start. The only reason why I kept to my other release time was it gave me a nice crunch. It made me push a lot harder into the game, and it gave me a chance to release content with that impact of seriousness in it. However, it's not really needed anymore because I already know what I am doing. I know what the content is going to be. Most of my builds will be slightly shifted. You do know that I did change 1 or 2 of my mid slots. You might see some changes in formats. I might try a close range fight, and that might be something new for you to have a look at as well. And I haven't been on the content creator server for a while. You did know that I had quite a bit of things set up over there. So yeah, that is another crazy thing that needs to be looked at again. It's kind of sad to think of it when I'm playing these missions and remembering the amount of time I invested into this game in the start. One of the things that you can definitely remember about this game, no matter where you go from this game onwards, I'm not even being cynical or anything about it, is the way that you played this game made you think very sensibly about how you spent yourself in the game. You never went foolhardy on your own and rushed in at close range. When you rush in at close range, it's because you have a team with you, because you can run in with the Drake and you know there's 2 people covering you or 3 people covering you, or you know you have enough firepower in that entire group to wipe out anything that locks on you, and you know you can take on a mission with it, or you could wipe out the small ships with the ship that you chose to use. And that was the reality behind it. I actually bought this ship here so that I could take on high level missions at a long range, and it turns out that it's no longer a viable solution at this point, but it was a viable solution right in the start. The reason is I used to use the capacitor and shield gain to actually keep the ship stable when I was fighting, and that used to give me a massive amount of time in the high-end mission solo, which used to give me the chance to make is quickly. It used to take me about 2 or 3 days to complete the mission. I'm not even joking. And even though I'm saying it's 2 or 3 days, it's more or less about an hour worth of play. The reason for that heavy drain in time is when it comes to moving around, I just autopilot offline and I end up forgetting about the game. And that's the reality behind it. The autopilot and all of those features mean that you can travel those long distances quite easily. And it just becomes so annoying to watch the game and wait for it to take you to a place that autopiloting offline is a much better option. But since you autopilot offline, you also lose your connectivity with the game and you can forget about it in the background, and that's just another drawback from this game. Alright, come on, let's take out the telos of all the ships first. That Nemesis should have come in ages ago. Still want to have a look at what else I'm carrying in my bay. I know I have other drones. Yeah, I have a Vespa and I have an Acolyte. It's quite simple. The reason why I have the extras is they have that advantage in small range combat, and I always like to try and play them. A Dominix would be a fun ship to own. I'm not even going to deny it. But I'm not really going to go after one anytime soon. It's a bit crazy to have a Dominix, and you might actually get me, Havoc, and maybe 1 or 2 others showing up every once in a while on my channel with EVE content. Now, I know this isn't my regular videos, and my regular videos will kick in maybe in a few days. Now, the reason for it is this game takes time to adjust to. It's a massive adjustment to get your bearings in this game, to figure out what is wrong with it, because it's not that you're figuring out what's wrong with it, you have to figure out what is not wrong with it, if you're getting my drift. So yeah, that's one of these massive issues that I have with the game. I've struggled a lot with it over the past few years, and that's just the reality of it. I'm not going to lie, it has really irritated me a lot to figure, I've said years, these types of games. So before this was Ark of War. I was fantastic at the game. I won't even lie, I was beyond what my skill should have been. I was capable of playing with big players without having that big, massive army. So yeah, I was doing Ark of War. Before Ark of War was Star Trek Fleet Command. Yet again, free to play, decimating full armies of pay to wins, because I learned the mechanics of the game and I exploited it to my advantage. Then before that was, let's see, Fleet Command. Before Fleet Command was there would be PC in the past. There would be Total Domination, there would be EVE Online, that would be Battle for Middle-earth 2, it would be Need for Speed, it would be GTA. Basically, I was a heavy gamer for years, so my list of games goes crazier the further back I go, and it gets better and better for me with the more and more reference that they have to the games. So yeah, that's how it goes for me. I've played games which are beyond my scope in terms of skill once or twice. I will give you the name of that title. Let's see, there was a game I played which I couldn't win and I couldn't do well in. Call of Duty, sorry, yeah. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Oh my god, that game plagued me. PvP isn't my biggest strong point in first-person shooters, and I played Call of Duty for 3-4 years before I got my KD above 1.0, which is terrible to say the least. In Destiny, my KD used to rest between 0.4, and this is in the early 2000s, between 0.4, which is a bad game, and 20 to 24 in a very good game. So yeah, that's what it would rest between, and that's all of the KDs that I used to have. My most general KD was 1.2 or 1.3. That's because I used to play strategy over conserving my my death. So what I used to do was I'd have a team with me, we'd play Iron Banner a lot, and one of the things which used to make a lot of people very happy with playing the game with me was, when you play Destiny with me, I would sacrifice my character to make sure that we would have a play for the next run. So you'd always have something coming up, provided you were with me in your team. And that used to give people a lot of leeway when it came to moving forward. Now I know that this has just been me blabbing on for over 40 minutes now. Yeah. So I'm actually going to call the video here. I know that this isn't fun content, but I will catch you all in the next one, and trust me, EVE content in the builds are about to return. So see you all then. Have a good day.